there. I think there's a lot of synergy there, and I really like the start here from Pecky's. That Boots 1 generally doesn't do anything. Boots 1, as you can see, 6% movement speed just on that first start, so really it doesn't give you any stats as it did prior. So we're going to see a lot of people foregoing the Boots 1 and going straight into active items or going to other items, and I really like the start here from Pecky's.
Yeah, Death's Toll and Sprint 3 up against Heartseek. I mean, like, such an unconventional start. Really great to see that coming out from these teams. Taking a look around the map right now, you see that the jungler of tier has elected to leave this lane a bit early, and Divios is going to take a lot of harass from the two level 3 bruisers over here between Lassus and Anatoly. Guanyu and Thor doing a nice job of putting that pain out. Zerogars hopefully can transition this kind of early kind of leaving of that solo laner into some more farm or even some pressure on in the mid lane. But, looking around the map, he only has that red buff available, orange buff already sitting on him. He's not really getting much out of that kind of early rotation. So unfortunately, that's not going to work out great for ClashNSlash at this juncture. Taking a look over at the duo lane here, do you give the edge? I think I give the edge here to Athena and Cupid. Just burst damage and lockdown a little bit stronger than Apollo Bacchus. What do you think about that, Drybear?
There's a lot of aggressive actions they can take here on the solo and the 2v2 lane. I think Bacchus, if he plays properly, can get some damage out. But like you said, the combo there is definitely available for Cupid and the Athena. Rotation coming out on the backside. Thor's going to go back to the jungle and clear that one out and going through. Damage buff picked up here. Looks like it's going to go to the tier who goes in. No, actually, no, it goes to, it's just on the ground. Ao Guang needs to go back and pick this one up if he wants to grab that. Left side, some aggression coming out here. Looks like they're forcing it away. Bacchus getting hit pretty hard. Cyclone spin on the back end, forced into the jungle, rotate over. Now, one thing to keep in mind as well, the mid camps now have a 2-minute respawn time. They're going to come up quite shortly here. There goes the right side mid camp coming up. Bacchus makes his way over. Tectonic Rift comes through. Who's going to get it? Hand of the Gods comes out. And looks like they did end up with ClashNSlash jumping over on the tornado, into the tornado. Purification Beast going to buy some time, but not going to buy his life as the shark comes down and removes Hubwa from the game. Left side did end up going to Dignitas, it looks like. So a split there on the mid camps, but a great rotation from ClashNSlash. And once it went down, the positioning was perfect. And I love the call there from ClashNSlash, recognizing where Hubwa was, what abilities they had active. And right then, when that mid camp went down bar, tier hit level 5 and jumped in immediately. I love it.
And now look at this. He's hit level 6 on the back of that with the experience he then soaked up in the mid lane with the wave. He's quite a bit ahead of Lassus now. Ultimate just becoming available onto the Thor. I think you're absolutely right. Right side lane. Divio's getting quite low here. Has the ultimate activated. Is going on Anatoly. Anatoly has to wait for those cooldowns to come back up to try to aggress this, but he's been forced under tower by the big baby. Of course, more aggression in the left side lane. We have a shield wall coming out. Pecky's has used his sprint already, and I think it's going to be out. Oh, no, he's going to dash out of that Fields of Love. And that is why that sprint pickup is so sexy, as you mentioned earlier in your analysis there. Now, taking a look around the map, Best is really the one that's in a lot of trouble here. Sitting at level 4 versus a level 6 Ao Guang. That means that Ao Guang has such superior clear to what Hubba is going to be able to bring to the table. Just now getting his ultimate as well. Take a look at Tier on the rotation to the left side. Ao Guang's here as well. They definitely want to fight this one. Dignitas in some trouble. Knockup coming onto the Athena. In comes the shield wall and the taunt, but it's not enough. And now she's being knocked up by the Fearless combination. Do they have enough damage here? Knock up again by the blue side Fearless. Intoxicate use, not enough, Drybear. A big rotation from ClashNSlash. No kills found. There should be some nice farm opportunities around the map now for Dignitas. Will they look to re-aggress? I don't think so. I think Thor just a little bit too under-farmed to try to go in.
He was just too far away for that one there, and I think, we really have to highlight the wonderful play from ShadowQ, and this is why he's one of the best supports in the North American region. If he didn't land that confound taunt when he did, he would have died absolutely, no doubt in my mind. He gets the taunt off as the Fearless was about to come out from the tier, went for the blink here. I'm going to stop this analysis. The right side looks like a dunk coming out from the Thor. Dunk's on top. There goes Berserker Barrage, and Divios has been removed. A beautiful play by Lassus. They're going to put them up on the board 1-1 right now. Ao Guang rotating over tier, looking for it. Blinks right over. Beautiful play by both Athena and the Thor. Of course, the Athena ultimate, Defender of Olympus, was coming down on top of Guanyu's Warhorse, that cavalry charge, but wasn't able to do anything with it. But Thor was able to clean it up there. So, I mean, just wonderful play coming out from Dignitas at the start here. But that's going to put the game pretty much tied here. Both charts have been leveled out, and at this point, we're waiting for those mid-camps to respawn.
Yeah, you have to be a very confident player to throw a Thor ult into a tower against Vamana there. And had Lassus missed that, that could have very easily been turned around. Armored Umbrella doing a lot of damage at this point in the game. I think sitting at probably level 3 or 4, looking at, near 300 damage is going to be coming out from that thing. And Thor, certainly not the most resilient of all the gods in the game here. He's going to be rushing boots, it looks like, here with Thor. That's something we haven't really mentioned, that this is the new boots patch, where boots 1 are really, really ineffective in terms of the stats they give you. Just a little bit of movement speed. Boots 2 going to be the likely pickup here. As you can see, Lass is the best. They're actually all around the map. Everyone's sitting on Boots 2. Boots 1 definitely not going to be favored. Zapman. The Zapman build here is going to be Heartseeker into an Aussie. So really reaching back here to when Aussie was first introduced and before Chinsblade's got the lifesteal on it. This was the build that we saw primarily for Hunters.
Yeah, I do like the initiation here from Zapman picking up that Aussie. I think he could have rotated it over to something a little bit more, with a little bit more oomph. Now the Aussie does have penetration on it, flat pen, which does complement well with the Heartseeker, as well as a little bit of attack speed and lifesteal. Now keep in mind, Cupid's passive allows him to stack up stuns with that passive. 10 hits total once he has that. So attack speed benefits him in a way that gives him more CC opportunities, allowing his Fields of Love and Heart Bomb to stun. And that's something he's going to look to start building up on. Cupid looking for opportunity. He's staying outside of the ward. I like this placement from Zapman. The mid camp's going to be respawning here. Guan Yu rotating over. Going to find Tyr in the jungle. Talosalt, the Fearless going to miss there as Bacchus wastes the belly flop and the belch of the gods, actually, as the mid camps are being pushed out. Tyr looking forward. Is he going to find the right camp? Will go down to the hand of the gods. Left camp does go down to Dignitas. Possible engagement here if they want to go in. It looks like they're just going to go ahead and back off. Amana's going to find Guan Yu in the jungle, though. Divios is forced to use clear the path to get out of that one. Hand of the gods. Actually, I really like that play from Anatoly. He aggroes Divios just to pull the melee minions to himself, waits for them to group up, hand of the gods, and that's it.
Classic Toly.
So
that's the old Anatoly Okie-doke right there. So looking around the map, what's really interesting so far here in this game is it seems like ClashNSlash has really secured this early game, and these mid lane contests, every time Dignitas trades, right, and they're able to get a mid lane camp and Clash able to get the other, it feels like a trade that Dignitas is winning. Like, they are really unable, it seems like, at this point in the game to aggress onto ClashNSlash at all. Zapman actually on the left sideline here has been mezzed out. Forced to dash away. Sprint has been activated on to the Apollo as well. A Fields of Love only going to hit Cyclone Spin here. A stun going to hit Pecky's, and that's going to keep him out of this fight for the moment, but it's going to be a Lawbringer over the top onto Shadow Q. Shadow Q is indeed going to fall here. Zapman in some trouble as well. The sun comes through. They have the knockup. They do indeed. And a blue stance number 2 coming out from Tyr. That's going to be enough to wipe the dual lane off the map. Rotation's a little bit late from Dignitas there.
Clash is coming in here, getting spotted out by ClashNSlash, forces teleport with that Mjolnir's attunement. I really am impressed with the play coming out from ClashNSlash right now. They're leveraging that CC chain so well. For those of you who don't know, Preemptive Strike, Athena's 1 is a dash, but it does have a build-up on Alcohol also coming through. There goes a crushing wave, getting a kill. Does he get the Gold Fury, though? The Gold Fury looks like it was not stolen away there, so did he get it?
He got it. Yeah, no, look at the graph. Dignitas picks up that Gold Fury with the Habwa ultimate coming through and the Athena ult coming in on top of it. A 3-man wipe, and Dignitas has just opened this game wide open. What a play by the best. They're such a player.
Wow. That great rotation. My graph messed up there. It didn't actually show any changes at all. It kind of just messed up and didn't show anything. So beautiful play from the best coming through, stealing the Gold Fury as well as picking off the Bacchus. It looked like a kill went down on Pecky's as well as Zergo's dropping the stacks on the Heartseeker. Wonderful play. And now they're going to be sitting in currently 1,500 gold ahead. It looks like the right side, Vamana is sitting currently at 4,800 gold versus Guan Yu's 4,900. So Guan Yu a little bit ahead in the solo lane as well. So everything is in Dignitas' favor.
Yeah, with that, they now are rolling. They get both the mid camps on that 8-minute respawn. They got the Gold Fury out of that steal with 3 kills on top of it. They've built themselves over a 2,000 and 3,000 gold lead, 3,000 experience lead. It's going to be a Bancroft's Talon for the best here coming out as his damage item. Definitely like this one. Does very well against Alguang, who is a dot-based mage. It'll allow Best to, occasionally will be able to kind of re-aggress at low health as Alguang without the ultimate's not so bursty.
Right lane, taking out Guan Yu, shut down in that lane. Divios just kind of pecking him down there, and I think Anatoly just wasn't prepared for that. His cavalry charge was available. He had the ability to get out there. Divios just whittled them down to the point where the decision no longer was valid. He just kind of forced him out. Burst damage came through. Umbrella Rain to slow him out. Didn't even have to pop his ultimate. Just clean kill by Divios.
Yeah, I think, Anatoly, in the solo lane, especially between this style of matchup where you have Vamana going up against a Bruiser, it's very hard, I think, for that Bruiser to really accurately estimate how much damage Vamana's going to do once that Ankh is finished. Similarly, if he had gone Mystical Mark, once that item gets up and running for Vamana, he just really can turn the lane and do so much damage. Best is going to die in the tower in mid. Really, really nice crushing wave will secure that. And looks like Best is going to make me eat my words today, playing a really lights out Habwa.
Jumping out the left side, looks like Peck's gonna be hit by Defender of Olympus. There goes the taunt, shield wall, one shot from little baby Cupid, and Apollo goes down there. Wonderful play. Dignitas coming out strong here. ClashNSlash still a little bit behind. Now, something that I was seeing, and something we've seen before, is Dignitas definitely doesn't have the early game that they have been known for. They're kind of like slacking a little bit. But this game, 6-4, 10 minutes, 35 seconds into this match, they're ahead, and that doesn't bode too well for ClashNSlash. I think that Dignitas is just really picking this up here. Like you mentioned, Hubble being played perfectly by the best, coming out. Good rotation from Zapman. That Aussie is now done. And as far as his next item goes, he can go into Fatalis for extra move speed. He can honestly get some extra damage there. But with the pen and hard stacking from the Heartseeker, he's in a great place. And honestly, he could even go for Witchstone. Witchstone would actually be a beautiful pickup here, giving him a little bit more movement speed, a little bit physical protection against Tyr, Vamana, and Apollo, and slowing the passive from that Apollo as well. I think that'd be a good matchup for him, and honestly, just make him a little more durable.
I think you're spot on. Great pickup would be the Witchstone here. I could transition that into an Ankh or even a Bulwark and just really get nice and tanky. Left side of the mid camp here. Last is in some trouble, forced to disengage. That outgoing ultimate going to hit only the best, but he was pretty healthy when it hit him, so still going to be able to kind of stay in the lane here. Bancroft's talenting a few water cannons will get him back up to full health. 0 Gars. At best, basically, just need to make sure that Gars isn't able to really get a nice feeler chain on him. Uh-oh, the positioning here from Best is just no good. It looks like it was a bait, though. There's an Athena ultimate coming in, and there's the ultimate coming up from Best as well. They're going to turn that around. Dignitas with the plays.
There's Alice on the ground. The minions are flying away. The Best looking for it. Thor gonna miss his ultimate. Titanic missed as well. Water Spout. Squall not gonna land. It's the game of throws here as people are missing all their skill shots. Looks like Ao Guang's gonna survive, but that right there, this is what I'm talking about. The Best is so good at Hub 1 now. His play after watching the scrims, the way he played last week, he's doing so phenomenally well. And honestly, if you're watching this tournament and thinking to yourself, okay, that's not that impressive, would you have gone for that kill on Tyr? If you're going to jump down and focus like that, would you have gone for that? I don't think you would have. I certainly would have. But the Best goes in and thinks, I got this. Don't worry. Water Spout into Water Cannon, waits for the jump. Crushing wave comes through, and as he lands down, picks it off immediately. He knew, you gotta think that in their voice communication, they're thinking, Shadowkey's like, I got you. Here comes the defender. It's coming down. You're protected. Look out. Go. Ultimate's on you. Comes on top of that. Boom. That's it. That's all I need. Tyr goes down here. 7-4, 2,500 gold in the lead. Dignitas is looking sharp.
Yeah, what a bait there. So beautiful. And here's the thing, is that it seems like ClashNSlash is really struggling to get their feet back under him in this game. It's been all Dignitas. They've really dominated the pace of this game since that first blood. These rotations around the map with Defender of Olympus, I mean, that play in the mid lane kind of sums it all up. They've really just been one step ahead of Cyclone and the rest of ClashNSlash so far in this game. Last is going to aggress the right side camps here. There's the hand being used. Best is going to rotate around. He's going to have an opportunity to do some damage here. Knocked up by Bacchus, and I think this is going to be enough for Cyclone Spin to disengage. No, he's going to go back in. Intoxicate is out. Shield Wall going to do a lot of damage there. There comes the ultimate as well. Down he will fall. Zero Gars now is overextended. Apollo's in as well. Thor is in the air. He's going to come crashing down. Best uses the beats. Only finds one. Didius has a good opportunity to put the damage onto the Best. Aegis Amulet as Athena comes crashing in, and now Best trying to disengage. Goes at the end of the water cannon. Will fall to that Jerby tornado, and Atoli is quite deep. Dashing back out. Dignitas looks like they want to disengage. Yes, there is Tectonic Rift. Oh no, Fields of Love. Zapman wants to stay in. They're going to try to burst down the tanky Vamana here. I'm not sure if they have enough damage. Of course they do. Berserker Barrage is there, and now Dignitas is holding this choke, and they are ready for what ClashNSlash has to throw at them.
I am shocked at the way they pulled that out there. It wasn't a great engagement. Obviously, Hubble put into a bad situation, forced away, but the way that progressed was honestly so confident. Tectonic Rift to block off the rest of the team, forcing Vamana to be just caught out there, and the combination of damage between all 4 of their players just forced everything out. We're going to see Zapman go directly into a full executioner for extra pan damage and an attack speed. Of course, getting those as the passive stuns coming out every single time he gets the opportunity to do so. Last is in the right lane, going to take out this right side tower. Bach is going to be the one to rotate over, so he should be okay with this one. Tectonic Rift coming out, not going to hit. Belly flop might be enough. He misses the belly flop, and the teleport is going to get him out of dodge, make sure he is safe. Now, the tower situation has evened up, which honestly is, it doesn't bode well for ClashNSlash right now, considering the fact that Dignitas was ahead when they were down 1 tower. Mid lane, Zapman getting jumped on here. There goes the guard stance, Fearless. The Squall's not going to land. Tornado will, however. Damage output. Belch the God Zapman's not getting out of this one. Or is he? Does he have it? No, one basic attack. Their air balls are being thrown here by Ao Guang, and he gets picked off on that one. 9-6 now. It's a little bit better, but certainly not going to help them get out of this hole.
Yeah, I do want to highlight a small play there that if you are an aspiring Cupid player, if you notice where Zapman positions the hearts when he casts them, he does it in such a way that The leftmost two are up against the wall, and they actually stack up, allowing him to get 2 hearts for the price of 1, basically, as he moves through them. That's definitely, if you're watching from home and looking for ways to improve your own play, that's a really good way to really maximize the effectiveness of Cupid's heal with those heart bombs, especially when you're running away from something. It allows you to really only change direction once, but get the effect of 2 hearts. So a small play, unfortunately not enough to save his life, but definitely something to take home with you if you're watching the tournament.
It's exactly right. With the vectors, the way they go, if you put 2 of them at a point where they both go into a wall, they'll stack up on top of each other. One thing that's a little strange to me, Bart, we're going to see Pecky's go for the 300 gold, 6% movement speed increase on those boots, and then directly into Rage. A little bit strange. It is kind of cheap for movement speed, so maybe he wants to keep himself a little bit faster, but I think with his ultimate, the moves giving him movement speed as well, I don't know if he wanted to actually spend that 300 gold on boots 1 just to get 6% movement speed. No stats on that item, but it does go directly into Malice here. For the extra crit. Now, attack speed is the difference between Rage and Malice. The damage output is very similar, but the difference is mainly going to be that attack speed difference. Malice has less attack speed, more crit. Rage has more attack speed, less crit, but stacking up on that crit value there. So Apollo's going to leverage his passive Audacity, which, of course, every time he stacks up that hit chain, he's able to get double attack speed for 5 attacks. Right side, Divio's forced to pop his ultimate, actually. Anatoly getting a small victory there in the solo lane, forcing that away. And honestly, I'm surprised to see them still be here with both towers down. The mid tower is available to take it out about half HP. Dignitas needs to start looking to push that down, but looking at the vision coming out from ClashNSlash, you gotta love it. We're gonna see a double hit coming out from ShadowQ coming out towards the Gold Fury and get some wards.
So it's, in looking at the difference between those Hunters builds, as you were mentioning, I mean, it's Heartseeker, Boots 1, that does combine for 14%, added movement speed, which is enough to really kite most of the gods in this game. As you see, especially at the dual or the solo lane, no boots really being prioritized there. And then the Malice going up against Zapman's build, though, I think Zapman's build is putting out just way more damage. 2 shred items, a Heartseeker, and building in the Deathbringer 1. I mean, he is a full damage build here. Taking a look at the physical power, 112 sitting on Cupid, Apollo sitting on 116. So the edge there barely in favor of Pecky's Apollo. But, those low damage crits probably won't be as effective as the basic attack into Heart Bomb combination from Zapman with all that shred.
Going to get jumped on here. Goes Thor going up and then look for the Thor dunk. It's coming down soon. Athena also coming out with 0. Forced that ult out. That dunk comes but doesn't hit on Cyclospin.
Wrong.
Ultimate coming through. Going to do some damage, but not enough. The tornadoes come out and looks like it's going to be a 2-for-0 exchange in the mid lane. Apollo is split pushing. Keep this in mind. This might be 1,000 gold for his team, but if they lose the Gold Fury, it may not be worth it. Tornado on the ground, forcing Anatoly as well as Hobble to stand in the mid lane. There goes a heart pickup. Alquan coming through with the tornadoes going to put on the ground, but not going to land as a free Gold Fury. Apollo still pushing the left side and ends up going home. Now, he was out of positioning and couldn't help his team at all. They're going for the mid lane. Tectonic Rift gonna hit, and actually he's caught up in the air here. The wall's on the ground. There goes the Fearless. Fields of Love coming through. Does it pop? It looks like it's not gonna get in time, and Zero Cars is on the back foot, forced out. There's the water spout. The dash from Warrior's Will get the kill. Tyr goes down there, and now not only do they get 3 kills, they get the mid tower and the Gold Fury. 5,600 gold in the lead.
So, one thing, Drybear, that I'd really like to get your opinion on here from a kind of theory perspective is why do you, looking at ShadowQ and Cyclone Spin, both have opted away from the Midas boots for the cooldown reduction shoes of focus.
Yes.
Why do you think this is the shift here, and why are these boots being prioritized over the Midas boots?
I really, really like it. Honestly, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. The big thing here is Watcher's Gift into Boots, Boots of Midas was the build we had prior, and this is before we had the gold spooling change from 2 to 3. So now 3 is going up. You have the opportunity to just start wiggling in more Mark of the Vanguard. Now, the decision here is if you go for Watcher's Gift, combined with the fact that the gold spooling is now 3, you don't need that extra gold as much, and you're going to either want tankiness or you're going to want a little bit extra damage and a little bit of CDR on the back end. So having that extra CDR, especially on characters like Bacchus, characters like Athena, I think it pays out more than just building up that gold, considering the fact that you also have Eye of Providence, and more ward commitment from your team. I really like this shift here. It's going to give him more abilities. It's going to give him a little bit more damage. We know characters like Athena that can go into the jungle and do tons of burst damage. Getting that extra little damage there from Shoes of Focus is going to be 50 magical power and a little bit more mana plus CDR. It just makes them more well-rounded and more useful rather than just building up that gold. Because once you finish Sovereignty, you're pretty much done.
ShadowQ going for the ShadowQ build, too, is going to go Winged One, which means that he's likely going to go Winged One into Witchstone, which is just such a lovely build for your Guardian to actually achieve so much utility. And it really crushes his team as well. A lot of slows here. It's going to make it so the Shadow Q is just a nightmare to deal with in the team fights. He's going to have so much mobility once that Winged Wand is done, especially if he builds into Witch Zone, as we surmise he might. A lot of movement speed and a lot of kind of escapability between those two items, as well as debuffing those the in-hand damage from Pekkies, who's actually reaching back now for an Aussie in this build. I'm not sure that I really like the kind of late mid-game Aussie.
Well, it's going to allow him to use his passive a little bit more, so if you have any mechanics that interact with attack speed or damage, it generally is useful. Characters like Artemis, who already have crit, will generally go for Rage instead of the Malice, or kind of leverage their Malice instead of Rage, just extra crit, because they don't need the attack speed. Vengeful Assault is there, so you'll see characters kind of leverage their skill set a little bit more. One thing that's also really important, you look across the way at Clash&Slash, you'll have a slow from Vamana. Vamana relies on that umbrella ring slow a lot. A slow from Bacchus, the slow from Ao Guang, notably one of the best in the game. That Squall 50% slow is absolutely devastating, and it can slow a little bit. I guess slow, not the right word here. It's gonna just kind of shut down the initiation potential coming out from Shadow Q, and once he has that slow, not only that, it also gives him a bunch of HP. Winged Wand 375 HP, and that cooldown reduction combined with the shoes puts him almost at cap 25%. Total across the board. So I really like the build coming out here from Shadow Q. Across the way, we're going to see Aussie being picked up by Pekkies. Now, it doesn't need the damage as much, but certainly would use some penetration here, as he doesn't really have a whole lot of that. There goes a Water Spout, Water Cannon combination on Ao Guang, forced away. Jerby not really getting a whole lot of protection here. Vamana's going to go for the Ankh of the Bear into the focused Void Blade combination, get some good penetration, and also a lot of damage from his passive Sleeping Giant, which converts his physical protection into damage, as well as the passive from Ankh of the Bear, which converts more of his physical protection into physical damage there. Look at that.
Oh, are you looking at this left side lane?
Yes.
Zatman lands 3 auto attacks. Pekkies down to under half health is going to go down just like that. Dignitas rotation's too strong, and this is the danger of that build we were talking about on Pekkies. The Malice going up against the Deathbringer Executioner, the damage output is just not even close. It's so much in favor of Zatman's Cupid. A Cupid definitely known for having just kind of obnoxiously high burst damage for a hunter. I mean, Heart Bomb, scaling at 100% twice basically with those 2 explosions is just really, really, really filthy, and puts out so much damage that the turnaround potential of that god is just one of the highest in the game. They're going to have a little bit of initiation there by Jerby. He's going to hit a slow on to Zatman. Zatman going to dash out of there. I'm perfectly happy to just hit this tower. Best not going to take too much damage from that ultimate. Had the damage mitigation up and running from Defender of Olympus.
Divios,
in the
though,
meantime, Divios.
Push on the right side. Gets 1,500 gold for the Tier 2 tower, now going for the Phoenix. Rotations look like Guanyi's going to go home. Tier from the backside, they're weakening their numbers here. I like the distraction from Divios. Tog comes out, Cyclone Spin, Fields of Love, will cripple the belly flop, not going to be able to get it. Tier goes in, there's the Fearless combination on top. Shadow Q, there goes Pekka jumping in, forcing him away. Do they have enough? Last is getting very low here. A few shots, Paulo wants it, teleports away. Sprint is now off cooldown, the best by himself. Does he have an ultimate? Looks like he does. It may be forced to use it, but doesn't have the time. Armored Umbrella coming through. Last is adding insult to injury, clearing out those Harpies on the way out. Tier, of course, does not have his Blink available or his ultimate. Shadow Q is just going to back there. He needs to get out of dodge. Zatman turns around by himself. Do they have the Blinks coming off cooldown pretty shortly? It is a very short cooldown, 45 seconds. There it is. Just came off cooldown. Now Zatman by himself. Rotates over. Looks like Anatoly and Shadow Q are here. Vamana looking to rotate over. The Gold Fury is up and available. Clash&Slash might be looking to grab this as Dignitas makes their way out. Because of that right side tower, Clash&Slash gets a little bit of gold on the back end. Pekkies tanking the gold Fury right now. Cupid comes in. Defender of Olympus. Zero guards taking burst damage coming out here. There's the cleave. Tries to get out of dodge. The tornado's on the ground. And Anatoly Shadow Q forcing this away. Divios going for this. Hand of the Gods comes out. Dignitas does get the gold Fury. That Ao Guang ultimate does pick up the damage on Zatman though. Thor in the air. There goes the dunk. Looking for the opportunity. Does he have it? Jerby goes down. The dunk gets Apollo in the back end. Beautiful play. Crits coming out here. Divios pops the ultimate. Does he have it? No. There goes a few shots from Zatman. Getting closer. The hearts are on the ground. Lassus, does he have a wall? Do they have a taunt? Do they have any CC of any kind? They're getting so close. The Tectonic Grip is on cooldown, and they're going to back off.
Yeah, but a very, very nice engagement nonetheless. They pick up 3 kills and take the Gold Fury away from what would have been a fairly clever timing by Clash&Slash. I think they started just a little bit too early. Zatman hadn't really gone back to start farming again and was able to just rotate back in. And as you mentioned, you had Pekkies basically tanking that Gold Fury, relying on the lifesteal, but 2 hits from Zatman did about 400 damage to him. And at that point, he had to trade off the aggro, which was then picked up by Cupid, and then a very, very nice rotation from Anatoly and the Defender of Olympus from Shadow Q, able to put out so much burst damage onto into the tier. You have a Fire Giant attempt started over here by Dignitas. It's going to be broken up by Divios, but they're going to pile in on top of this Vamana, and he's not going to be able to get out of that circle of fire, and down he will go. The Fire Giant percent damage certainly lending there as well. Zatman throwing in those 500 damage crits on to Fire Giant. Down he will go, and now it's Cyclone Spin they're going to turn their attention to. Pecky's in the air on this Apollo, but he's not going to have really any hope of coming down. It's Zatman now doing damage to Jeremy, gets the stun bomb out onto him, going to get tossed around by Zero Gars, but Zero Gars can't eat those 500 damage crits for much longer either, and Dignitas just has full map control at this point and is going to start pressuring the final tier 2s on the map.
Dignitas picking that up very handily, actually, and it's a wonderful play because they only have the Fire Giant. They didn't lose anybody. They got 2 kills there on ClashNSlash, now forcing up the mid lane. There goes Tectonic Rift after the blink, try and just get some pressure out on Jerby. Currently sitting level 17. I mean, look at the gold difference. 13.3k is where we're at right now between the two. Absolutely wonderful. So something we're looking for. Thor ultimate up in the air, crushing wave hits Jerby. Look for the dunk. There goes the dunk. Pops up the purification beads. Is going to be enough. There goes damage to Peggy's forcing away there. Tectonic Rift comes out as well. Zero Guard's forced out. Hammers on the ground. Falcons go for the belly flop here. Tier goes into the Titan area. The Fire Giant's still active, still going for the damage. Divios goes in, pops his ultimate, doesn't get out in time. The heart's over his head. Honestly looking to disengage her, possibly even pressure all the way in. Pecky is healing back up. Are they going to go out here? They can just go for another Phoenix or possibly get that tier 2 tower on the right side. But either way, belly flop misses the fearless. Absolute misplay from Zero Guards. Cyclone Spin goes down. Tectonic Rift, hammer on the back, and look at that back hit coming out from Mjolnir's attunement.
Whoa,
and the preemptive strike gets the kill. My God, this looks like it's game.
Yeah, 560 damage on the back end of that hammer. It's all the flat pen there, just doing work between the Focus Void Blade and the Jotun's Wrath. The game is taken down by Dignitas. They just storm into the base. ClashNSlash unable to hold them off. And as we were talking about kind of in the break before the game, it really was going to come down to, could Divios win that solo lane and keep Anatoly from having those very potent rotations? We know that Guan Yu Athena combination is just really, really tough to deal with. A lot of damage from Guan Yu's ultimate and then the stun, setting up the Defender of Olympus. And it was just too much for ClashNSlash to handle.
I really want to just highlight the plays here from the best and the damage output he's able to deal. And, we were talking about this in the pick